Yeah. Got your boy Dolph here. Had a really cool day today. So, I brought this topic up on Facebook, and it really opened my mind up to a different perspectives of different things. If I give you a little background story, I was talking to my homegirl. I can't use the term homegirl. I was talking to the girl today, and we had history or whatever. And our history was relatively good, but our relationship, it ended because we kind of outgrew each other. So she was in a relationship, and she got out of her relationship and started talking to me because she just needed to get away from that situation. And that sums up most of the people I end up dating. Most of the people I end up dating is based off them needing to get out of their situation, and I'm like the transition guy. So dealing with that, I was cool when it happened. This was years ago, so it didn't really bother me as much. But we was really good friends afterwards. But I will say, it's hard to be friends with somebody you used to date, because when they get vulnerable, they start, I ain't gonna say relapsing, but they start going through those little phases of I want to be with you. And it's you don't want to be with me, you just ain't got nobody right now. So she's happy in her relationship, she's doing good. So she's going to do some artwork for my podcast, because I'm working on getting an app and a website, but I really want a logo or something before I commit to finalizing my stuff. So we were just chit-chatting, talking, and she started talking about her wedding and stuff. And I don't know, whenever somebody say they getting married, my first response is, well, send me an invitation. And she was like, Mike, I'm not inviting you to my wedding. And I was like, why not? And she was like, because I don't think it's appropriate for you to be at my wedding because of my current fiance. And the dude she with. And I was like, y'all been together 3 years? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, so what you saying is you've been in a relationship for 3 years, and the person you're in a relationship with don't even know me. And she was like, yeah, but this one of my dark places in my life. So, I'm not really open to expressing that with him now, but I know at some point I am, and I don't want it to be a situation where you're at my wedding and this. And I was like, man, I thought we were best friends. And then I started thinking about my past relationships, ain't nobody invite me to their wedding. So I was like, that's a thing. But for example, my dad went to his ex's wedding. My family was all in the wedding, and it's kind of crazy because I see both sides, because I wouldn't invite an ex to my wedding or anything. So something, I would if I had a close relationship with an ex. But man, out of all the people I dated, I don't really claim that many people. So, the people that I did and will claim that I dated, no way possible that, I even have a strong enough relationship to invite them. But my response when they told me they was getting married was you're gonna invite me to the wedding. So, I think it goes both ways. But I think just being truthful and honest, if you gotta think about something, you probably don't need to do it. So for me, there are situations and scenarios where you could an ex can be there, and that's what a few of my friends on Facebook were kind of expressing and talking to me about. And one of those situations is the kids. The kids can be a critical component, and depending on how your relationship is. Because I was thinking about a scenario where you're with somebody, okay, and your ex is friends with the current person you're with. So it's one of those, like, that's not even something you would think about, you know. It would be yeah, that's my friend. That's everybody's friend. So I think it would have to be everybody's friend. And in my situation, I'm not both parties' friends. And, you know, a lot of times when you date me, I represent a dark place in your life. So you definitely don't want to bring or resurface those dark moments, because I don't know why I'm like that. I think I'm gonna grow out of that one day, but you know, I tend to get people when they in a bad place, and I kind of help them get to a good place, and then, you know, they kind of leave me. It ain't sad, and it definitely ain't sad. It's funny because it's a cycle, and I enjoy the cycle. But I will say this, I look forward to the cycle. So, like, I'll be with somebody and I'll be like, man, how this stuff go in? And, you know, I rarely be in relationships and I'm like, I'm enjoying this relationship. I most times be in relationships, I'll be like, how this go in? I spend most of the relationship thinking about how it's going to end. So, that's one of my struggles with dating and being in relationships. But I will say this, though, you know, when it's over, I have a lot of happy moments where I be like, man, I was happy with you. And it's so crazy that it's like that. It's like, you know, I'll reminisce. And doing my reminiscing, I would be like happy, positive, this, and that. But when I'm living in real time, it's like, when it's going to be over? When are you leaving me? When are you going to break up with me? Most people break up with me. And they break up with me for the same reason. And, you know, it's crazy because, like, I talk to people I date prior about how they going to leave me. And they still leave me the same way. And I be like, dang, you know, you didn't want to defeat the odds? You know, because most people I date, they want more out of me. And they be like, more? You know, I'm giving you everything and you want more. And the more they want, it's not really feasible in the time frame. Because, you know, my theory on relationships is the best relationships are natural. Organic relationships. Those man-made, creative relationships don't work. And my prime example is like, you know, if you got a kid with somebody, y'all can't be in a relationship because y'all got a kid. Y'all gotta actually want to be in a relationship. You know, I smash, I get you pregnant, that's what it is. I smash, I get you pregnant. But we can't be like, let's make this relationship because we got a kid. That's counterproductive, you know. And nobody wants to be counterproductive. Most people want to be productive, you know. Because when you're counterproductive, you run into these situations where it's like question mark, doubt, uncertainty, fear, lots of negativity in relationships like that. But, you know, it's manageable. People can, you know, manage those things. But, you know, managing a relationship and a successful relationship are two different things. And there's nothing wrong with either one, in my opinion, as long as both parties know. You know, you can be on some whole, we just together for the kids, as long as we know we just together for the kids. Now, we know the ins and outs, the pros and cons, the good and bad of that thing. We know how this gonna end, you know. We ain't finna be some hanging with Mr. Cooper, sister, you feel me? And that ties into like one of the my previous episodes. You definitely want to check that out. Disney love versus reality TV love. Yeah, we ain't finna be on some TV stuff where we just, oh, we happy, blah blah blah. We gonna be like, this what it is, this what we doing, blase. Whatever happens, no hard feelings. But it's going to be some hard feelings. And one day we're going to move on. But through the journey, somebody has to always remind the other person this what it is. You know? And that's how it goes, you know? It's like when you work with somebody. Somebody at work gotta be like, hey guys, we need to get back to work. You feel me? You need somebody to get you back on track. So I don't think that's a overall bad thing if you are open and dealing with it. But we're just gonna reverse back, take a few steps back to what we was initially talking about. Yeah. So when somebody's getting married, that's their situation, that's their party, that's their ceremony, and who you invite is who you invite. You know, you're not required to bring or do certain things. That's your party. And a lot of times, like, I'm not gonna say or use this term. I'm gonna use it incorrectly and then explain myself. Don't ask, don't tell. You know, if your relationship is don't ask, don't tell. But I will say, in relationships, you're not gonna break down every single thing you did prior to meeting them, especially like as you get older. You know, it's certain things that's like understood. You know, like for me, at my age, if I was to date somebody at my age, it's certain stuff I don't even want to know. But if I have dated a younger person, it's a question I'm going to ask you because I need to know them. So I'm not having the expectation that you're not going to meet. And then if I'm dating somebody much older, I got to have a communication and conversation with them about, all right, I know how you thinking. All right. You can't play me for that whole I'm younger, because I got an old soul. I'm a young man, an old soul, but that doesn't negatively affect me. It negatively affects you. So I want to have these open communications, because if I'm dating somebody younger than me, it's like I don't want to know your sexual history, but I want to know your sexual experience. I want to know your responsibility as taking care of yourself, and I need to know your desired 5 to 10 year plan, because like those types of things have to line up with something I can handle. Okay, and same thing with like a older woman. You know, let me not say older woman. Let me just say in general, when you date somebody older. When you date somebody older, they have a time frame, and their time frame is normally accelerated than yours. You know, you're not gonna meet too many people that's like 8 to 10 years older than you, and they're like aspiring to pursue a different career. You know, they're gonna be like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I got, this is how I'm living, blah blah blah. This is where you fit into all that from the get-go. You know, when you date somebody your age, it's like, hey, we're together, peanut butter and jelly. And it's like, you single for a reason. Let me find out why you single. And then, most of the time you find out why they single, you start to think about you still gonna be single. I ain't done with that. And then with somebody younger, it's really important with somebody younger is how can I say this? Do you want to mold somebody, really, when you got kids? See, you really don't want to mold somebody when you got kids, because you're doing that with your kids, and your kid need all your molding and nurturing. You ain't trying to nurture no young person when you got a kid. Now, once you got a teenager, different conversation. But you got a kid, you ain't trying to mold them, teach them responsibility. You trying to enjoy them. And if they can't enjoy themselves, you can't enjoy them. So that's something you definitely want to bring up. And when you're in the process of thinking about dating somebody, people have different terminology of friends. Like me and my friend I was previously talking about, me and her level of friendship is so it's so strong. And it's strong because when I met her, the stage of life she was in, I had effed up people's lives that was in that stage. Like my high school sweetheart, she was in that stage when I effed her life up. So when I met her, it was like, oh my goodness, second chance type thing, But when it came down to the whole future, it was like, dang, same problem my high school sweetheart. I'm one of those people. I don't want to mess up your future. I feel guilty for messing up people's future because I'm going to do what I want to do. So I don't want I'm going to do what I want to do affect what you feel like you need to do and you're going to do. So that's why, like, sometimes, in that whole successful realm, sometimes that stuff don't work out because they get so caught up in their I want to be successful, which is nothing wrong with that. But it's like, if you want to be successful, that's a singular noun you using. I could be your friend and support you, but I can't be your man and support you because that's a singular thing. So that's my whole perspective when it comes to those, like, should you invite your ex? Should you invite your ex to the wedding? So it just all really depends. But alright, y'all. Peace out, holla. Sorry for the rockiness. I'm headed home from work right now, and I got on this road and it's fucking. Alright, peace out, holla.